Hey everybody, it's Kim Hawk and it is Monday night. And so you know what time it is.
Information on celebration.
Well, hello everyone. Let me know where you're watching from. We are going to respond to some of our viewer questions tonight. They had a couple of questions and we're going to be giving you some information of what's coming up, give some shout outs to some people that have really made Celebration the Town that Disney built even more special. And tonight is March 9th. We do the show every Monday night, 7 p.m. And I'm an original Celebration resident. My husband, our daughter grew up here. And so we're very excited that we are celebrating 30 years together with a bunch of you, whether if you are looking to move here or if you're somebody that is a founder as well. If you are, please say hi. Or somebody that has been here, you could have lived here for 20 years. And that would not surprise me because it's the 30th. So there's so many things going on in this town. Let's go ahead and jump in and you can feel free to ask me any questions you like. All right, very good. All right, so one of the first questions that I got, this is something normally I would talk about closer in, but because it was a viewer request, let's put this up here so that you guys can see. There was a question about if Celebration does anything for Easter. So there's something called the Spring Fling and Egg Hunt. And let me make sure that I have got the right information there. I believe, let me double check that, you guys, because for some reason, did anybody else think that Easter is that time of year? Sometimes flyers. Well, anyway, I'll read to you what this one says and I'll double check it by the end, but it says Saturday, April 19th, and it's from 9:30 to noon at the Celebration Community Field. That community field is right behind the library off of Campus Street. And it says that the doors open at 9:30 in the morning. And the little ones have access first, 0 to 23 months will be at 10 a.m. Make sure you're sharp on that because they do start. And then 2 to 4-year-olds have access at 10:15. And then 5 to 7-year-olds, 10:45. And then 8 to 10-year-olds, 10:45 as well. I guess they're going to have them square off. Bunny photo lineup, the cutoff is at 11:45 that day, and the event ends at noon. So it's egg hunts, kids activities, inflatables, a special photo opportunity with Easter Bunny, and Celebration residents only event. You'll need to have your CROA ID. So anyway, let me check that real quick because I'd hate to give you the wrong date, but let's do that together. Unless somebody out there wants to comment with me on Easter date for 2020. Oh, see, that can't be right. I don't think that's right. I need to double check. Something's coming up, but I don't believe it's that date because in 2026, Easter is Sunday, April 5th. I thought it was earlier. I sing for a church and I thought that's coming around faster. So let me double check next week. I'll make sure that the flyer is right. That may have been an older flyer that somebody sent to me. But there is something coming up here soon. It is Celebration Social. Celebration Social. I'm happy to report that I'm actively involved with this really great group. Jason is in charge of it, and he's got a good team that try to put some stuff together. Elisa is going to coordinate this on March 21st in North Village. I want you to save the date from 2 to 5 p.m. There's going to be, a snack potluck. You bring something, you share with other people. If you bring a 6-pack of Diet Coke or whatever, you can share, trade off with things. But it's things like cornhole, sand volleyball, badminton, ping pong. It's really a great way for you to be able to meet some of your neighbors. And that is March 21st. Okay, let's check this out. The town of Celebration. Remember, I was talking about the 30th anniversary of Celebration. So they've added 30 more events on top of, I think they already do 34 events. And I wanted to say congratulations. I think it was Celebration Foundation too. My girlfriend, Kathleen Scipio, and her team, they have been very active The Lights and Lemonade event was this past weekend. Saw a lot of great photos. So for those of you that aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, Celebration in the early days would do something where people would turn on their lights on their front porch and offer lemonade, maybe some cookies for anybody to come up and meet each other. And so that happened this last weekend. And I wanted to say they might have had 30 participants. It seemed like there was a lot. So that went very well. And then we also had the porch and yard sale this past weekend. So a lot of people got a lot of good things, good prices. We have that twice a year. So if you're thinking about moving here, usually around this time, beginning of March and the beginning of October are the two times where the town is just full of people coming in trying to see if they can buy stuff that you thought was going to fit in your house, or you're just ready to make a change. So congratulations to all the people that helped out with that event. But here's a new event coming up. It is March 27th, and it's from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's called Light Up the Night Glow Party, residents only. So it's going to be a silent DJ. Does anybody know what that is? It's kind of fun if you haven't experienced it before. Usually what happens is you put headphones on and you have music that's playing and people can dance, but you don't hear the music out there. A lot of times you'll see it on cruise ships. Well, it's coming to Celebration now. So that is going to have a neon foam, live DJ, giveaways, food, and more. Congratulations, you guys. I think you're being very clever with a lot of your stuff. It's, once again, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., March 27th. And hey, thanks, Evelyn, for watching. Make sure you bring your ID, but it's Lakeside. Celebration Lakeside is Catacorner to Columbia Restaurant. If you haven't been to Columbia Restaurant, it's really great. I tell the story about how Rod really loves the 1905 salad there, and I threw a big birthday party for him where we were able to block off our street. And we have vats upon vats, these huge vats of the salad plus other food. And by the time he got to the salad, it was all gone because everybody loved that salad. And I wanted to say I had 5 huge vats of the salad. So try 1905 salad, especially if you head over for this glow party. All right. So I wanted to encourage and remind everybody that we do have a candidate that's running for Osceola County School Board, District 1. His name is Greg Filick. Greg Filick. He has some students that actually are in the school system, and he has been a very good representative for us in Celebration CDD and other leadership capacities, and he has a desire to be on the school board. So that may be decided before the full election when we have our primaries. So we probably need to do an interview with Greg, get him on the show, and he can tell you where his heart is. But I can tell you, I've worked with him. He's very organized. He's very concerned, wants to help our kids, and having children in the school system, I think that really helps. All right. What else is going on in the community? Flag football. So if anybody's looking for something to do, the Celebration Youth Flag Football Group, they're going to have Friday night games, April 10th through May 29th. They're co-ed and they're K through 12. So they have a spring season. The NFL is connected to this, and some very dear friends of ours, actually from the early Celebration days, have put this together. And so I just want to remind, if anybody wants, go to celebrationYouthFlagFootball.com, and you can get some more information on that. Edward's always doing a good job of keeping me up to date with what's going on with the new Celebration Art Circle. That is for people that have that artistic flair, know how to paint, do all kinds of stuff like that. I can't even draw a bird, so I really appreciate it when I see that. I like to sing, but I'm not very good at drawing. And so they meet at the Island Village Clubhouse just outside, I believe, from 10 a.m. to noon. The next time they meet is not this Friday, I believe. No, it's going to be March 20th and the 27th, because I do believe Edward sent me, yes, they must have another event that is going on. Let's see if we can make this bigger. So it looks like they have a special artist that is going to be teaching the art of painting. That might be why, yes, that is Friday, March 13th from 10 to noon, Lakeside Park. Cordially invited so that you can be able to meet Roxy. Yes. So yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing. This Friday, meet Roxy with the Celebration Arts Circle. All right, boy, I just want to try to report on everything I possibly can. You know, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I did see that there's a kids' night out event. As you may recall, I talked about how this was just very helpful. When we moved here, our daughter was 5 years old, 4 turning on 5. And this Kids Night Out event really helped us meet other parents. Children had a lot of fun. And so I like to make sure I promote it so that you know about it, because you do need to make a reservation for it. So March 20th from 6 to 9 p.m., Heritage Hall. Actually, if you want to try to freeze the screen, you'll see a QR code that you can scan. It's for 6 to 12-year-olds. I know that there is a fee that's associated with it, but they're going to have games, crafts, themed activities. They're going to follow Lucky the Leprechaun and his team on a magical journey to find rainbows, clovers, and pots of gold. So check that out. You know, Celebration Town Hall does this event. So if you have any questions, you can call them 407-566 1200, 407-566 1200. Kids Night Out, 6 to 12 years old. Now, I would like to get some information out there for St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to assume, which is probably not a good idea, but I will, by next Monday, I'm going to write a note for myself. I believe Mulligan's, which is part of Celebration, at the front of Celebration, there is an area where there is a Publix. So when I say the front of Celebration, I'm talking about 192. There's a Publix, and there's a strip mall beside there where, Lee Nails. I love Tony and Julie there. They do a great job. There's also a hardware store over there, but there's a place called Mulligan's. And so, yes, on St. Patrick's Day, an Irish bar will be having some special events there. March, yes. So Mulligan's. But let me know, you guys, if you know of any other place that's doing anything for St. Patrick's Day. Call me or text me at 407-808-9845, 407-808-9845, and I'd be happy next Monday to talk about them. Usually people send me information, so I'm kind of surprised they haven't done so, because it's going to be here before we know it. Yeah? All right, so I believe that there is a food truck event that is coming up. Yes, it should be coming up. Let me see if I can find that for you guys. I'm pretty sure there's a food truck. Let's see if we can pull that up. But in the meantime, I tell you what, while I am looking for that, I am going to remind you all that it's kind of important, dermatology, in Florida, because we have the sun. It is such a good idea to have a checkup every once in a while. Here we go. And so if you want to schedule, I think even if you don't have insurance, I think there's something, it's like $150 or something like that. But on Tuesday, February 17th, so not tomorrow, but the following week at Lakeside, you have to make an appointment, right? So the book appointment, it's 941-444-0011. So 941-444-0011. I know Neo on the Bellavati Brothers team had just gone and done something like this like a month ago. I think I'm going to try it this upcoming month too. It's always good to be preventative. So they do a comprehensive skin cancer screening, and so important. So we just want to make sure that everybody knows how easy it is at Lakeside Park. They have a mobile vehicle, and it's that time for us to double check and make sure that everybody's doing okay. Yeah? Very good. Well, one of the things that we do talk about is what's the market doing in Celebration. So I'm going to share a screen and let you know what I am seeing, because I'm a realtor by trade. Love to help you if you're ever thinking about buying or selling a home. It is going to pop up here. We go. So Dee always says to put my face bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. But in Celebration, there's only 83 total listings as of today. And I'd like you to see what I look at as an MLS, multiple listing services. As a realtor, I have access to that. And I can tell you that in normal days, we would have about 440 listings. We only have 83. And that's everything from condos to estates. And I will tell you that the phone has been blowing up lately. My team has been out showing lots of property, writing lots of contracts. And so what I think I'm seeing, I know what I'm seeing, is that some of this talk about how some of our taxes are going to possibly be changing if that's voted in. There are different bills that are being proposed, but they all have to do with homestead properties, homestead, every single one of them. So that means you have to own something here that is your primary residence. And so it's something people should probably be thinking about now, because we pay taxes in the rears here. So when we get our bill for 2027, it's for 2026, right? So if the tax stuff changes this year, it's going to apply in 2028 for the 2027 year. So what they're talking about, and once again, we have to have it voted in, but potentially they're going to be saying that we're basically maybe just paying for school taxes, and they might be separating fire department, police department, whatever, to be paid by the counties up, because they're saying we have surplus monies and accounts there, and that Floridians, primary owners, should be getting some type of tax break on that. So once that happens, you guys, this 83 homes that I'm seeing right now could dwindle down to zero, right? So please talk to me especially if you're renting right now. I've got so many great lenders now that are doing first-time home buyer benefits. You want to grab a hold of that now before we get too close to knowing if there's going to be any major tax breaks, because there's a lot of people that are wanting to move to Florida already. Now, if you give them an extra tax break like that, it's going to be pretty crazy. So what I do is I tell you every 7 days what's been going on with the market. So in the last 7 days, 7 new actives came on, 7, but 9 went off the market, 9. So what does that tell me? More stuff is going off of the market, more contracts are being written, stuff's coming off of the market than going on. So supply and demand, there's just not a lot of supply. Wonderful properties, but not a lot of supply. And then I'm seeing 7 solds. So you can see what I'm talking about is that now is the time. Now is the time. I will share with you that we were very blessed in a house. Some wonderful people that we have known for a while have put a contract on this house. I'm sad to say, too, that the homeowner that's leaving is moving out of state. We will miss him. It's been a big part of Celebration, but we're very happy for the people that are buying it. They're going to be able to enjoy this home. And so that is just some activity that we have had going on. Anybody have any questions so far? Any questions? No? I would share with you, as far as people that might want lock and leave, there's something called lock and leave. You might be someplace where the weather is really cold and it's icy, and you're just like, I would like to have a place where I can come down, put my clothes in, I can put stuff that I don't have to constantly be moving my suitcases back and forth. It's easy. Orlando International Airport is only 15 minutes from Celebration, Florida. And so have a place here. Maybe, if you have a budget of about $450,000 or something, we have this place in Artisan Park, part of Celebration, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it has the most amazing views of water and conservation. So you're going to get up into like this tree house type of condo and have the most peaceful views. And it has a 1-car garage. It's in an elevator building. Actually, I think I might have a video on it. Why don't we see if I can pull that video up, and then I'll be back at the end to see if you have any questions. Okay, here we go. Might help if you can hear me. Here I've been talking and I had myself on silent. So let's back up a little bit because you're probably wondering what I was saying. So the Battle of the Food Trucks is March 14th, which is this Saturday, and it is Lakeside Park. It is from 4 to 8 p.m., 4 to 8 p.m., and you're going to be able to vote, and they get to claim a title as to who has the most ultimate flavors. Lakeside Park this Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m. And then I did check the because Easter is earlier this year. So Saturday, April 4th. April 4th is a celebration egg hunt. It is going to be at the community field, which is behind where the library is off the campus. It's 9:30 to 11:30. Doors open at 8:45 a.m. The bunny photos start at 9 a.m. And then the little ones start doing the egg hunt at 9:30 a.m. and then they start tiering it afterwards. I think the age cutoff is at 10 years old. Yes. Don't forget churches, lots of beautiful churches in and around Celebration, Florida. You know, our Catholic church, that was one of the things that I was talking about. One of my dear friends is moving away and we brought the buyer for his house, but you know, Catholic Church, Community Presbyterian Church, which has an affiliation with the Disney folks, the Community Church, which is over by Advent Health, all kinds of wonderful churches. Illuminate Church. Remember, I had invited everybody out because I was singing this past Sunday. Love to see you there. You're always welcome. Inviting you there as well. All right. Well, you might not have heard me talk because I was on mute with regard to the video that we showed on that lock and leave 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. That video, you would have seen the most amazing views in Celebration. You would have felt like it's a tree house You would take an elevator up, there's nobody built above you, and you have those views of water and conservation without having a street in between you. I have this thing when I go to the beach, I'll say to Rod, I really do not want to be in a hotel that has a street between the balcony, street, beach. I want to be able to have a balcony right on the beach so that I can feel the wind from the ocean coming in, the breeze, and I'm not hearing traffic. And so that's what you have with that condo. And it's under $450,000. And they are possibly considering some of their furniture being offered with that. So it can really be lock and leave. It's got an elevator to go up to the third floor. It even has like a storage type of spot. And so why keep flying back and forth with your luggage? Just go ahead and bring your clothes down, put it in your condo in Celebration, and then you're going to be able to, it's just going to be a lifestyle that I think you're going to really like. It also has access to the Artisan Park Clubhouse back there because it's an Artisan Park condo. And then we're only 15 minutes from Orlando International Airport. You can just grab a Lyft or an Uber and get over to your condo. It does have a one-car garage, so if you wanted to have a NEV, a neighborhood electric vehicle, you can tool around Celebration, get to the clubhouse, but you would possibly really enjoy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon being able to say, hey, why don't we hop over to Epcot because you have your annual pass and you don't have to get on I-4. You can be over there in 10 minutes and you can walk around and have your dinner choices with World Showcase. You can decide if you want Japanese food, or if you want German food, or Mexican, or French, Italian food. There's just so many choices and it's so beautiful. The weather is fantastic. So I do encourage you to embrace the Celebration lifestyle. Walt Disney really put a lot of great ideas because, originally Epcot, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, which never became because people don't live there, really became Celebration. And so everything that we do, we like to celebrate. We really have a circle of really a lot of goodness here, a lot of special events. And I definitely would love to help you get you settled into this town. All right, guys, I'm looking to see if there's anything we forgot. I usually like to stay at the 30-minute mark, not to take too much of your time. And I think we are right there. Okay, well, thanks so much for everybody saying hi. Thanks, Evelyn, again for saying hello. Thanks, George. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes. Before I log out, Adam the Woo had his gathering over on the West Coast. And a lot of people, it was a celebration of life. So if you want to, you can always go on YouTube, Google Adam the Woo's celebration of life. You're going to see that there are a lot of people that were talking about how much they loved him, what a wonderful person is. A lot of them have discovered Celebration because of Adam. As a reminder, there is a bench in downtown Celebration right across from the downtown diner looking out at the water. And it says, Adam the Woo, join me, shall you? Which is one of his taglines. And Adam is a very dear friend of mine and my client. And Kevin and Allison, who are friends and clients of mine, to help select where that bench was, plus some other YouTubers were involved in it because Adam was one of the original greats of the YouTubers. And so the wonderful Williams family did get a chance to go sit on that bench, and his sister Faith. And we've got a photo of them knowing that there's a spot that people can sit, maybe get a hot piping caffeinated beverage, which Adam used to talk about drinking coffee. And there's even a trash can right beside it so that you can put your coffee cup there and keep that area nice and neat, because that's what Adam would do. Please check out Near Disney YouTube channel, subscribe and like. We have over 1,000 videos. I want to thank Dee Bellavati, the Bellavati brothers, my Realtor Dream Team, who have a show on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. They talk about everything within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella Castle. And then on Fridays, we do an evergreen video. So if you ever have any ideas that we haven't done yet, please text me or call me and let me know that you have interest. All right. And then we will work on trying to get a video out for you. All right, guys. Well, until I see you Friday or Saturday, I pray that you have a blessed day. Thank you, John. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys. Take care. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.